In the summer of 1787, inside a locked room in Independence Hall, the windows were nailed shut against the heat and against the world outside. Because inside, America's leaders were facing a terrifying truth. The greatest threat to their new nation wasn't Britain, it was themselves. They had fought a war together, but now they feared what peace might reveal. They had seen war up close, its chaos, its cost, its unpredictability. George Washington had watched his army nearly collapse from hunger and cold. Alexander Hamilton had ridden through gunfire as a young officer. James Madison had studied the fall of republics across history. And yet, when they asked what truly endangered their new country, their answer was surprising. It wasn't another war with Great Britain. It was division from within. The fear had deep roots. Even before independence, cracks were already visible. The 13 colonies were never truly united. Different economies, different priorities, different visions of freedom. During the war, those differences were hidden by a common enemy. But once the war ended, they came roaring back. Under the Articles of Confederation, the United States was barely a nation. Congress had no power to tax, to regulate trade, or enforce its laws. States argued, economies faltered, trust began to fade. Then came a crisis that confirmed their worst fears. In 1786, farmers in Massachusetts rose up, angry, in debt, and desperate. This was Shays' Rebellion. To some, they were patriots. To others, they were a warning that democracy itself could fall into chaos. For Washington, this was a turning point. He had hoped to retire, but instead, he saw something far more dangerous, a nation on the edge of disorder. When the delegates met in Philadelphia, they carried this fear with them. Officially, they came to fix the system, but in truth, they came to rebuild it. The debates were intense, sometimes bitter. At the heart of it all was one question: could a republic survive its own divisions? James Madison believed conflict was inevitable. People would disagree, they would form factions. The danger was when those factions took control. His solution was not to eliminate division, but to control it. A large republic with many voices, many interests, would balance itself. Out of this idea came a new system, the Constitution, a structure designed not to stop conflict, but to survive it. Because the greatest threat to a nation is not always the enemy at the gates. Sometimes it's the fractures within, and the founders knew those fractures never truly disappear.